Hi, welcome back for another video. I'm Melissa Muir. We've talked a lot about different accessories that you can use with your flex shaft, but there's one thing I also want to talk about. That's the number 30 handpiece. Do you realize how many accessories are available to use just with this? Let's talk a little bit about some of that tooling now. The number 30 handpiece is probably the most versatile of all of the different handpieces that are offered by Foredom. Sometimes you can find it in different colors, but it's all the same handpiece. It does have the option of the key connection, and that just has that little knob here at the end that when you slip it in. The H30 handpiece can also be ordered with a slip joint or a square key connection. All of these options will work with the accessories that I'm showing you in this video. The chuck style handpiece is set apart by the fact that it has an adjustable chuck. This can be opened and closed with the included chuck key. You will open or close this just by rotating it around. It will open up to 4 millimeters, which is 5/32, so you go pretty large on that, and of course it'll close down completely on the smallest of items. To insert my flex shaft into the handpiece, I like to run it at a very slow speed while I insert this into the handpiece. I can see when it has seated properly because the top will also begin to spin. At that point, I just need to push it together. To remove, I hold onto the handpiece and here at this connecting point of my shaft and give it a nice little pull, and now I'm able to swap between handpieces or accessories. One of my favorite accessories is the drill press. In this case, I actually just have a handpiece that I've dedicated and it just lives here. So once I get this inserted, then I've also used a magnet to help keep my chuck key where I always know it is. To operate this, again, I'm going to do the same type of process. I'm going to press slightly on the pedal until I get it all lined up, and then I can push down. It helps if you hold the lever while you push, and it will snap into place. Then at that point, I'm now ready to use this just by pulling that handle down. This is adjustable. I can drop and lower and raise this if I need to, or adjust this so that I have the right spacing necessary for the item that I'm working on. My second most used accessory here in the studio for the flex shaft is going to easily be the handpiece holder. Now this I use in conjunction with a number of other tools. So I will just clamp this on. It makes it so that it's adjustable up and down, but I can also change the direction here. To insert my handpiece, I'll loosen this part up, insert the handpiece, get it into position wherever I want. Usually, so there's a line here at the bottom, and that's typically where I will line this up. Tighten that back into place. I've made certain that I have access or easy access to the chuck key area right here, and that will make it easy for me to swap out my accessories. Again, I will just push the pedal on my flex shaft, get it in here till it's seated properly, push it in. To remove it, I simply pull that back out. One of my more commonly used and favorite accessories for this number 30 handpiece is the belt sander. The belt sander comes with a variety of different belts that you can swap, and it's also purchased either with or without the handpiece. In this case, I chose to purchase the handpiece with it. That way, this can just live with this piece and I never have to really worry about that. To get this ready, I do need to insert kind of a receiver for the handpiece itself, and that is going to correspond to a small square peg inside of the head of the belt sander. So once more, I'm going to just start to rotate that, get this seated into place properly, and snap that into place. Then I can bring in my head and begin to do the same thing again, slightly rotate, and now it will automatically seat properly for my belt sander. Once that is done, I can take the included hex key, take and tighten this up a little bit, and now we are ready to use this. While this belt sander can be used just holding it by hand, I typically find that I need to have a little better control of the pieces that I'm sanding. So that's where this handpiece holder will come in nice and handy. So once again, I'm just going to slip this in, tighten it up, adjust it to whatever position I need, and now I'm ready to again insert my flex shaft just by giving a little bit of pressure, turning that slowly. Once it's seated, I can then push it in, and now I'm ready to go. When using this belt sander accessory, I can use it one of two ways. I can either use it so that it's facing toward me and I've got a flat spot here, or if I turn it over, I now have the ability to have a really flexible hold on the sandpaper, and it will then contour to the pieces that I'm working on. So this also works with the AK307, which is a jump ring maker kit. The jump ring maker has a coil winder that is made with solid machined aluminum. It's a very sturdy tool for consistent jump rings. Now, most of these accessories I already have extended videos that show you how to use and assemble each of them. So make sure you check out the links down below in the description for that. Now let's talk about two items that are a little bit newer to my studio and will have videos coming soon. One of these first new tools that are here is the adjustable trimmer by Kate Wolf. This is used for wax, and it's going to be used in conjunction with some of her high-speed wax burrs. Now this is also meant to be used with a GRS Benchmate or some other way to hold this so that it stands upright. To prepare this, I'm going to remove my holder from the Benchmate. That's just going to leave me with this ring here. Then I have the ring that is going to go onto my handpiece itself. Work that down a bit. And now I can insert this and tighten it up into the Benchmate system. Now, what I like to do is I like to put my burr in here first, and that way I don't have to worry about not being able to access this area once the table is into place. I'm going to go ahead and kind of lock up this area, make sure it's nice and tight so it's not rotating on me. The next thing I'm going to do then is take this adjustable wax table. You can see that I can slide this up and down, but I'm going to take this ring and place it over my handpiece, and I want to be very careful just to bring that straight down so that when the burr comes out, I will be able to use that. Now this is kind of where I need to really pay attention, because I don't want to have this be down so far that I run into the burr if I need to tilt this up or down. But you can see that we've got quite a bit of play into this and still have that burr exposed. And I'll just bring that down to wherever I want that burr, and then I can tighten everything up. And again, I can also, before I tighten this up too much, I want to put this at the angle that I'm after, and then I can go ahead and tighten that up. Also included as an accessory is going to be a little fence or a guard, and this is going to help me so that I can keep things positioned properly when I'm cutting. I can simply just slide this on. Once I've got it into position, I can tighten that up and it will hold still, and now I can work up against it as I'm cutting my wax. Now this is a wax trimmer. It's very similar to the adjustable, however there are no adjustments to be made on this one. So what I want to do here is just work my handpiece into this. It is going to be snug, so give it just a little bit of time. And I like to just kind of spin that up a bit. And again, I'm going to put this wherever I need the height of this burr to be. Whether I need it out a lot or just down a little bit, I can adjust that height there. Once I have this how I want it, I can bring this, slip it down into my Benchmate, tighten that up, make sure that it's not going anywhere. And then I would attach my flex shaft, and now I'm able to work. Again, this will work with any of my wax trimming tools from Kate Wolf. The next newer tool in my studio is the angle grinder. Now this one I'm still getting used to and playing around with, but it's kind of fun. So once again, you can buy this with or without the number 30 handpiece. Now to assemble some of these things, we have a few accessories here, and you can buy extension packs of accessories for this as well. And that's kind of what you see over here. Now, one of the things I want to point out is that there are a couple of wrenches. You also have your hex key, as well as a couple of hubs. One is longer, one is shorter. The longer one I would not use with any of the accessories that I have right here. However, I would use it if I've got something a little thicker, like this grinding wheel. To assemble this, I'm going to take one of my sanding discs. I'm going to take that shorter hub, I'm going to position that into place, and then I will place it onto my angle grinder. Just below the hub holder, there is a spot where I can insert this wrench, and this is going to allow me to hold this into place while I screw things together. So the hub is now into place. I'm going to place that right there in the center. I'm going to take that shorter screw because I use the shorter hub, and now I can use the hex key to tighten that into place. And that is ready to go. Similar to the belt sander, we also have the little receiver here. Once this is in place, I can introduce my angle grinder. Again, I'm going to start spinning this so that when I bring it in, I can easily see when it is seated properly. Once that's done, now all I need to do is to take that hex key, tighten it up around my handpiece, and we are ready to go. As you can see, there's a variety of accessories that you can use with the number 30 handpiece. It is very versatile. Now, I already have detailed videos on how to use some of these items already on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check out the description below to find those links there. And make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell so that you don't miss the notifications when I get the other videos finished and uploaded. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you guys next time.